Okay, so welcome everybody. And today's topic is brought to you by Michelle. So, what's the topic, Michelle?
Care less about the finish and care more about how you get there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's a good one.
it is when we were at Pet Pro Classic, Denise was surprised we were actually doing this because
Mhm.
my philosophy is always, and if I'm calling anyone out, you deserve it. Okay. Working the day that you're right after you're coming home from a trade show. So you're flying in and you're scheduled to work 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. Stop doing that.
Mhm.
Did you see Scott Wasserman got
Well,
stuck?
we were
He
just
was,
talking about
yeah,
that. Hi, Scott. Why did you do
right,
that to yourself?
Why did
right.
you do that to yourself?
Oh my gosh.
And we
You
were
know,
one of the lucky flights that got out of Chicago. Like there was a whole bottleneck because everyone was trying to get out of Chicago before the storm hit. So he obviously was flying in. We got out before the storm hit from a different trip. I did not. I was not at Pet Pro Classic.
okay, so my flight was a little delayed coming home too. That's why I prefer straight shots. This way, I'm not making myself insane with trying to get reconnecting flights
Mhm.
and then missing them because the first flight has been delayed. There was engine problems on my flight, and I don't care how long they take to fix it. Seriously,
Please fix it. And fix it
please,
well.
please fix it.
Mhm.
I'll wait.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cleveland doesn't have good direct flights, so I'm typically layover Chicago, Charlotte, somewhere.
Mhm.
So
I try to stay with the major hubs. I mean, so Dallas is a major hub, Seattle's a major hub. More likely to get a straight shot doing it that way. I don't even have a choice of a regional airport, to be honest. SeaTac is it. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Okay.
yes.
While we were at Pet Pro Classic, Sasha Reese was there,
Mhm.
who I absolutely love. And that was very similar to the quote he put up there on his wall.
Mhm.
Okay. So Michelle,
So, strangely enough, I have followed Sasha Reese for a very long time, because I feel like we're kindred spirits. And I finally got to meet him in person, and we are in fact kindred spirits. And
Yes. I could
he's
see
taken,
that.
yeah, he is me and I am him. It is really incredible. We talked about Morphic resonance. We talked about Rupert Sheldrake. We talked about all kinds of things, and we have a very similar philosophy. Um, I just have a little soapbox, and I'm going to rant about it, and please allow me to finish, and then you can rebut if you wish. I think that the industry is morphing into something else. It was started with these beautiful um, people who were elite and had this pleasure sport, and started showing and breeding, and then keeping their dogs in certain standard trims, and it all built up over a period of time. But I think the industry itself is morphing into something different, because that model doesn't it isn't good for everyone. And now that part of our industry is a very small amount, a very small percentage of all the pets that we serve. Um, I say 10%. Sasha said maybe 1% of dogs go to achieve the status of show dog or competition dog or whatever. And the rest of these 90% dogs or so, give or take, do not get that. They're not on the table every day. You know, they're pets in in families, and they aren't really getting what we can offer them. And I believe that, yes, if you want to pursue that, I will be your number one cheerleader. If you want to do something creative like that, and have the perfect standard trim and get everything perfect and get prizes and win, I want that for you, and I want to get that straight. However, to all the people who think that's just the pinnacle of the grooming industry, um, there's more to us as groomers and to an industry than just that. That is one way. You can go all your life without going to a show and make really good money and have a really nice life cutting dog fur. You don't have to be at that level, even if it's a level. It's just a way of doing things. Pay more attention to the happiness and the healthiness of the dogs that are on your table, their mental state, how they feel in your skin, how they feel about how you groom them and how you touch them and how you present yourself to them while they're being groomed, because that's a lifetime commitment for that dog. His whole life, he has to be groomed. In your whole life at business, you are at your work more than you are at your actual home. Is that how you want to live your life? If you're upset all the time and the dogs are jerking you around and you're not having a good time and you're like, oh, I got to do it again tomorrow. No wonder there's so much burnout in our industry. So I feel like not only do we promote health for the groomer, the way we stand, the way we hold our scissors, the way we do things, but it should be being calm and learning the dog's language so that we can then communicate and calm them down while we're calm. We're in charge of that. That means they're a precious friend of family. They're a family member. You have a chance every time you meet a dog to be a friend to them. And I think getting to the finish, the finish is nice and it can be really wonderful and very fulfilling. But getting there while the dog's happy and lovely and healthy and clean and loves to come into your shop, I think is probably more of the goal than just the finish itself. It has to be that way. I think that things are changing, and how we look at how we groom, how we look at the products that we use and all the things. It just can't be, oh yeah, I use this shampoo or I use that shampoo. How do you treat the dog? How do you feel about the dog's feelings? How the dog moves through the grooming process. I think that to me is probably more important. And this is my end point. And then you can say what you need to say. If you offer these services, you can master them and can become very lucrative, very wealthy, because grooming should not just be the end piece. It doesn't depend on you just doing the end piece and the dog's all done, it's pretty, it's got bows on or whatever. It's all those steps in between that you're forgetting, learning how the dog works, taming a dog so that it can love you, it can love its nails being trimmed, it can love its face being trimmed, all those things, all those add-ons. And that doesn't even include therapy add-ons or luxury add-ons like a mask or a tea rinse or a foot scrub or whatever. All these things that you're missing on the financial side can also be things you really believe in on the mental health side for you and the dog. Dogs can heal us if we let them. And I think a lot of groomers, a lot that I've met over the years, forget this, or no one's ever mentioned it before. It's not just about putting an extra restraint on. How about taking a restraint off and settling everybody down, keeping the spine in a neutral horizontal position instead of hiking the neck up and putting a belly band on and making them stand? Well, learn how to do it laying down. Is it perfect? Probably not. But the dog won't care and the mom won't care if you get everything basically done. And not in every instance. You'll have your beautiful show trims, and then you'll have your dogs that just need a healthy clipping, a cleaning, a nail trim, and it just behooves you to let them relax during this process. And I'll step down. So
one of my favorite phrases that I'm seeing more and more is that the dog is not giving you a hard time, the dog is having a hard time. And I think that is a really good distinction.
Yes.
So I'm on this quest to help my groomers figure that out. And I had them watch Melissa's Difficult Dog, which I know is all about that. And I actually just had one of my groomers today my bathers melt down. And obviously we bring in a lot to work. And I had a hard time with that for a while as well. Mm-hmm. And my advice, we just talked about this today with her. I'm like, when you focus on the dog and how to make the process better, as you're thinking this dog is purposely spinning around and doing this to you, it flips the narrative and you actually become more relaxed trying to figure it out than you are when you're just stuck in that moment. And I like when you focus on that aspect, it calms you down and gets you in that mindset as well.
Yeah, the dog moving around and spinning on the loop and alligator rolling or whatever is telling you in the only language the dog has that I am overwhelmed. This is too much. They need a safe spot. The entire life imperative of a dog is survival. The way they do that is by finding what is safe. And that is why humans and dogs kind of meshed together. We have a similar way of dealing with that culture. Dogs don't have alpha dogs. Dogs are family. The way you become an alpha dog is by having a family. You have a mate, and then you have puppies, and then you're a pack. Nobody fights. That's a whole story for a whole different day. And that is so crazy that even came to be. Even the guy who coined the term alpha wanted his books removed from the shelf. The studies that were done under circumstances that wild wolves or wild dogs would never live under. So they had different dogs that were caught in the wild and they were in captivity and they ended up fighting all the time. And this is what they observed. These dogs felt unsafe. These dogs didn't have their family around them. Dogs like to be calm. And this goes for daycare and boarding as well. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to take my dog and he's going to run off so much excess energy. Holy cow. Dogs want to be calm. Sometimes they get a little hyped up, especially if they're young, but you want to keep that down to a dull roar. You don't want everybody running around and being crazy. Mainly for safety, I'm thinking. For safety, but the dog's nervous system they build cortisol a lot, and then it's really hard for them to come down again. And cortisol makes them lose hair and breaks down their organs, just like it does on people. That's why if you're stressed all the time, you do start losing your hair, your teeth, you start getting infections or feeling low. So you really have to watch that. If you have 5 different kinds of restraints on one dog and the dog can't move, there's pressure from everywhere. I would fight for my life as well if I were restrained in that way. And so many groomers come back with, well, I have to get the underline done. How can I do it if it's laying down? You do the best you can. Have an assistant come over and help you. Gently hold the dog up, do the underline, let it lay back down again or let it sit. It's not going to be perfect. Our job isn't to make it perfect. There are specialty salons that do all kinds of show dogs or competition trims or this, that, and the other, and that's fine. But if you notice, they're not just trussing them up 5 different ways to Sunday. They train the dog to be on the table and to be groomed because nobody wants that hassle. I don't want to live that way, fighting every dog every day. And that's my life. Dogs have so much to offer. And if you do it gently, if you learn their language and you learn to help them be calm and help them feel like they don't have to go through this survival training, it's going to make it pleasant for everyone.
You know, and if you think you can't make a really good living being what I like to call myself, I was a mediocre groomer. Okay.
Me too.
Mediocre. Meaning if I'm on a competition table, I'm comic relief is what it is. However, okay, this mediocre groomer who put the pets first made a really good living. All right. I was mobile. I was higher priced in the shops. And I had more than one customer tell me that they've had better grooms, but they wouldn't imagine taking their dog someplace else. And I'm like, yeah, there's a compliment in there somewhere.
Well, I think the more we think outside the box, we'll stop thinking of ourselves as a medium groomer. If you're a groomer and you make money and make your living by grooming dogs and you're a groomer, it's not about being medium. It's about these are the services that I offer. There are niches in every part of the industry. If you want to be a shave down shop, there's a bunch of people that require just that. And you can get really good at that, but really make sure the dog has a good time while it's there. And that's fine. And if everybody just wants to do a 1-inch clip all over, then that's fine. That's what you do. You're not medium. You're really good at that. You're really good, Mary, at grooming dogs in a mobile setting so that everything's nice. That is beyond. So I really want to get away from people thinking that, oh yeah, I'm at this level, or I had this many ribbons, or this many trophies, or this many whatever. The real trophy at the end of the day is a dog that's happy, clean, and healthy, and a client that pays you money so that you can get your car and your rent and your groceries and raise your children. I think that's the win. That, to me, that is, in my opinion, that is the win of the entire deal.
My motto always was, they don't have to like the groom per se. I want them to tolerate it. They don't have to love it, but I want them wanting to walk through the door. I want them to be happy to come in. And that's my measurement. And that's usually, I know I did my job if I can make them comfortable enough to walk through the door. And I'm not saying it's all of them, but that's my goal is, you may not like this. I know you tolerate this. We're going to get it done, but I want you to have a pleasant experience. Mm-hmm. And that's always been my goal. I just want them to walk in happy.
And I think a lot of clients too, or a lot of groomers say, well, my client won't put up with that, but they want everything done or whatever. Cultivate a clientele that is going to do what you need them to do with the dogs that you receive. I've been doing it a long time, long enough to have cultivated a clientele that understands, hey, if he doesn't get his nails done today, it's no big deal. We'll do it next week. You can bring him back in on another day. You're not happy every day without fail. Our feelings go up and down, so do dogs. Absolutely. They could be having a bad day that day, and that has to be okay. It has to be okay. It just can't be putting your knee on their neck and getting their nails done because you had an appointment or whatever. They're not a radio or a dryer to be serviced somewhere. They're a living, sentient being that has capabilities to do this or not do it on any given day. So I think that's really important to understand. And yeah, not all of my clients love it. However, I do it gently, and I do it in a way that is not harmful as possible. And I think everybody is on that same page. But a lot of groomers, man, they've learned from whoever, or they just made it up because there's not training in their area for whatever reason. They're like, oh yeah, I'm a power groomer. I got 14 dogs every day on my schedule, blah, blah, blah. And I bathe them myself. And they're just running dogs through. That's not quality work. And I always tell them, please, book one less dog and charge a little bit more money. You will build a clientele that accepts the way that you groom. You really will. And it all can't be, a dyed zebra to be on, the Tonight Show or whatever, which I think is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think that's, if you want to do that and you want to work toward that and be the best at that, I am the first one cheering you on. But 90% of those grooms are just need to be serviceable, and it is good to know the foundation of it and learn where dog grooming comes from. But I think it's time to help expand groomers' minds a little bit, relax a little bit, and not be so pressured to get that perfect foot or that perfect crest or that perfect whatever. Absolutely. Keep on improving what you do and get better and better at it. But for the most part, these pets just need to be seen. They need to be safe, and not according to whatever law or standard. They need to feel safe. That's their imperative. They want to survive. And the reason why we love dogs so much and how they act is because everything is an emotional exchange. Everything is done. The way the pack forms, the way the dog forms into our family, it's because it greets the family and as a part of that family for survival. And love instincts have everything to do with that. They guard you when you sleep. They look at you lovingly from across the room. They depend on you for food. So if you really think about it that way, absolutely, there is room for improvement in the way we treat dogs while they're being groomed.
All right. Now, the way I explained this concept to my clients was this. Their pets were my clients, not them. Mm-hmm. They just paid for it.
Right.
Okay. But the pet was my client, and I would do what is best for my client. You just get the privilege of paying for it.
That's right.
And I found when I took that approach
Mhm.
to my clients, that really resonated with them.
Mhm.
They would brag about that
Mhm.
between themselves, between other clients.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm not her client. My dog is the client. I
Mhm.
just paid for it. And they wore it like a badge of honor.
Mhm.
So I think when you can reframe things in a manner that makes sense to them.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now for groomers that for where they're working, this is not feasible for them. It is do it my way or find another job.
Mhm.
So what would you recommend for them?
Practice good dog language and communication with the dog that's on your table. If you get ostracized or yelled at or punished for communicating with the dog and making the groom as easy as possible, there are so many salons out there that are looking for people. And I would keep trying until you find one that fits you. I would say that for whatever reason. That doesn't matter. You should have a good group that you can work with. Nobody's perfect. No salon is perfect. There's always going to be something or other. And that's everywhere you work, no matter what you do. However, you should be able to go and you should feel safe yourself,
Mhm.
in your workspace and how you do things and mesh with them and have a really good life grooming dogs. You got to start
So
somewhere. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say, and for someone who's looking for the right place, ask those questions. Ask an employer. Like, we have systems in place and I've had really good interviews where I've had groomers ask me, what happens if I injure a dog? What happens if there's an aggressive dog? Like, they've asked what the protocol is for this,
And that's a fair
and I
question.
can belt it out and tell them. It is. Those are great questions. I mean, this is how, like, as much as I may do employer type seminars, I'm all about employee rights too. And I teach my employees that as well. Even we just updated like our whole handbook and we went through telling them about non-competes and all these things and knowing their rights and yada yada. When even if they don't stay with us, they know these things.
Mhm.
But those are really good questions. Ask what happens if I get a dog on my table that I can't handle? What is your policy? What is your protocol? Like ours is I don't require them to do a dog that they don't feel comfortable with, but there may be another person in that facility that may be able to accommodate.
Absolutely.
So it's
Yes.
not just a send home, let's assess, let's talk to the client, and we have a whole process for that. And if the dog, so I guess even I was out of town, but on Friday we had a groomer who couldn't finish a dog that is fractious, that is typically medicated, and
Mhm.
just wasn't having it. I guess it was a day. They said it was loud in the salon. All the dogs were like sort of riled up that day. No matter what they did, they couldn't really calm them all down. And they rebooked for today to finish the legs and do whatever. And actually, the clients were able to work a little bit at home. They were fine. And they're like, we're not even going to bother. We'll just wait till next time or whatever.
Mhm.
So, as of someone looking for a facility and a good place to work or a place that aligns with your values, ask these questions. And a huge red flag is going to be if they don't even have anything in place, or if they stumble on their words, or that you can tell they're just making something up,
Mhm.
right? So, as an employee looking for a place, always ask what their policy is on any of these scenarios that could make you uncomfortable or jeopardize what you want to do in your career.
And don't lose heart. Don't lose heart and say, well, I'm never going to find anywhere. It takes one groomer, one dog at a time. And the more groomers you introduce to this way of thinking, the better the quality of life of that dog and that groomer both change for the better. And the more you can teach that and the more you can facilitate that, the better it will be for everybody because everybody will see that as the standard eventually. And that will be something that they look
Mhm.
for.
Okay. And just with employee rights, now I originate from a corporate situation. So there was an employee manual. Okay. I don't know how many people actually read it because it was long and very much legalese, but I did. Okay. Which is where I found the little clause in there that says right of refusal.
Mhm.
Okay. That I could refuse any pet without worry of being um, punished by upper management
Mhm.
or disciplined. Right. read your employee manual. Your job, if they're hiring you, should have an employee manual. So you know precisely what your rights are.
Agreed.
Red flag if they don't.
Red flag if
That
they
means rules will change. There's nothing. Yep, rules will change. They can
They're
change.
not
There's
all on the
nothing to
same
hold.
page.
I love.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Jen.
like I love my handbook because it also holds me accountable. Go ahead and
Mhm.
it holds me accountable. So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll slowly get it together. Standards are improving all the time. Groomers' methods are changing all the time. It isn't the way that it used to be. And if you hear the words, well, this is the way we've always done
Oh,
it, cry and bless them and wish them well and try the next place.
Yeah.
This is the way we've always done it. I've
Yes.
been doing this for 40 years. Right?
And I only get bit every couple of months or so.
Right. Every couple of weeks. It's fine.
it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, make sure you have an employee manual, read it.
Mhm.
Okay. For employers who are now going to go up on Facebook and ask to copy somebody's, please don't do that. Laws vary from state to state.
Mhm.
All right. And an employee manual protects both the employee and the employer.
Mhm. It sets the expectations of the employment.
Mhm.
And you have something to go to. If you have differences of opinion, you go back to the employee handbook, and that's where you find those differences in protocol. So I'm still
My
tired.
employees ask my employees ask me all the time. They're like, "What's this?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go to the handbook. I have a handbook, so I don't have to remember things. So go reference that, and then tell me what it is." So yeah, no, that's wonderful. I know you guys. What time did you guys get in?
I got in last night, but look at my eyes. Oh my God, I'm so tired. It just takes a lot out of you. Any show does.
I got to sleep in on yesterday morning since I
Yeah.
wasn't teaching, which was nice.
Mm.
So I slept in, had a good night's sleep. Now, of course, my flight wasn't until like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm losing 2 hours. So it's a 4-hour flight. And so if I'm leaving at 4, it's not 8:00 when I get there. It's only 6:00.
Mhm.
Okay. I got in closer to 7 and an hour and a half ride home. By the time I got my car and all that sort of stuff, it was like really close to 10:00 by the time I got home, which is, it's not horrendous, especially when I'm not getting up in the morning to work.
Mhm.
This right now, 5:00 my time, this is like the first time it's like I got brain cells going.
Oh my God, I'm headed for the old folks home. I can't take it anymore. It has to be. I need the rest when I get back.
When I was grooming,
Huh?
I wouldn't be working at all today. I wouldn't start until, depending on how much travel that was involved. Like when I used to drive down to Atlanta,
Mhm.
all right, that was a 2-day drive.
Right.
So I get home 2 days, and then I'm taking the next 2 days off because I need to recover from that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I've done the come home from a trade show, go to work the next day. I've done that. Okay. So this is the voice of experience.
Mhm.
telling you,
I mean, bless you who have youth as well. Like, we used to have all kinds of weekend whatever, and then wake up at 5:00 and drive in and do it.
Yeah.
Power groom through the day. We've all been through that. We've all learned from
you
all
know,
those things we tell you not to do.
Right.
We've been doing this for so long. Absolutely. We're all guilty of one thing or another that we learned that wasn't the proper way to do it, and there's a better way. And I want better for all of us, not just a handful of people. There's a better way to do it that will fulfill you more and fulfill the dogs more. And really, that to me is the end game. And amongst all the dogs that you do, you might be really proud of some.
you know, what was I going to say? All right. So, like, I'm not working all today. And then I don't even consider this work, by the way. Okay.
That's fair.
Work comes afterwards, and that'll be done tomorrow.
Hmm.
I'm going to be planning on working on Friday. I normally don't work on Fridays, but I will work like half a day Friday to just make sure that I'm caught up
Hmm.
for, you know, getting into my regular work week again.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tomorrow I have to start entering all the emails, sending out all of the handouts and the certificates and all that stuff. I've got to administer the school. I've got all that stuff, but I always give myself a day where I can have a solid, good day of calm and nothingness, and my dog's licking me to death while I drool on my pillow and nap.
Yeah, Pooh Bear has not.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times Tess woke me up last night just to make sure that I'm there. She's like this close. Are you still there? Are you still here? Are you here? Can I miss you? Oh my God, she's so sweet.
Okay, so this is the second Tuesday of the month. We will see everybody on the fourth Tuesday of the month.
It's on my calendar. It's
Okay.
in there.
See everybody in 2 weeks.
All right.